All right, we've really learned, right, that Danny Danger, Consistent Chris, and Lazy Larry are not people we want to fight with. They're not our enemy. They're our friends. They're our allies. They got our back. They want what we want. We just have different rules, or we are not completely updated about where we actually want to go. And they focus mostly on survival, and we want to thrive. So let's have an elegant discussion, negotiation, where we're going to show our three friends what it is that we actually want, and we're going to help them create a new perspective. Because they're handling based on rules that they created, what we said, mostly when we were growing up till the age of 7, or when there was a really intense emotion later in life. And that rule became literally the truth. And we want to, again, create some doubt if those rules are complete and if we can add some new elements to the mix. So let's go back to the first scenario, the one where someone saw their uncle going to prison because they were speaking the truth, like beaten to death, like it's crazy. So we first want to acknowledge thank you for protecting us all that time. Let's ask a question to open up the rule book to see if there's also other opportunities around than just this specific rule. By, for example, asking the question, I know that this situation hurt. Are there any good things that came from that specific occasion? Are there actually beautiful things that happened just because that was the situation in that moment? You can ask it for yourself, for your own situation. What was really hard for you to go through when you were a kid? And what were actually beautiful moments that got out of it? Was it that now this becomes a story that you're able to share with others so you can emphasize with people who are going through the same exact thing right now? Is it because you learned so many new skills because you had to go through that, and because of those skills you are the person that you are today? Is there a lot of appreciation for that situation that was not maybe dangerous, but it was just hard to go through, and to see it exactly how it was, not make it worse than it is? I'm not trying to oversimplify it or to create a sense where what happened was not that bad. We're just trying to look at different angles to give our three friends some more arguments, some more objectives to create their rules from. And let's go to the second situation, where someone else got bullied when they spoke in front of an audience, when they were very little. Could we perhaps see that those kids were trying to protect themselves and that they were doing the best they could to protect themselves, and that those Danny Dangers was also developing and looking through the world as this whole roller coaster ride where they were preventing themselves from being hurt? And could our, let's say, 5-year-old, 7-year-old just have some grace for another 5 or 7 years old? Just say, you know what, we were doing the best we could, but weren't we both overreacting a little bit? And could you find some grace? Not only for that other 5 to 7-year-old, but also for your 5 to 7-year-old. Doing the best you could. And maybe, just maybe, when Danny Danger was focusing on the bullying, and when you go back to that moment, there were actually also beautiful responses. It was not that everybody was bullying your friend. It was there were a couple of really mean words said, but there were also other people who actually appreciated him or her and thanked for that moment. Danny Danger was just so focused on that bully that all the other parts were gone in your memory. Now, what does it mean to you? What can you give yourself grace for? Coming all this way. What can you let go of? Or give some grace to someone else who did something, maybe with the best intentions, maybe not with the best intentions. Probably doing the best they could with what they knew was what they knew in that moment. And then situation 3, where your parents said, you're too loud, you tell too much, you talk too much, you're too present. Let's do the same thing. Maybe they said that specific thing, but what did they also say? But what they appreciated about you? What made you so unique? What were the moments they actually praised you for speaking up? Because Consistent Chris was busy with creating his rules, because in that one moment when that one thing was said, there was pain. So now this became a rule in your rule book, in your brain. So every time you feel loud, you shut off again, because it equals not being loved by your parents. But what other moments did you forget? What did Consistent Chris not hear because he was so busy writing the rules down that he wasn't paying attention to all the love, all the beauty, all the appreciation for who you are as a person? Maybe not even only from your parents, but all the people around you. What were said? What were beautiful moments that did happen that you forgot about? Was it for you? I asked some pretty deep questions, and it's quite possible that you're listening to this now, and tomorrow when you wake up with new insights. This is something that doesn't completely change after one video. This is what changes over time. When you start to recognize, this is not me. This is Danny Danger who just wants to protect me. Thank you, Danny Danger, that you say I'm not good enough. Because you want to protect me, you want to help me survive. But you know what, Danny Danger? Can we really look at the risks over here? Am I really gonna be eaten by a saber-toothed tiger? Or am I really going to be kicked out of the tribe forever? Or is this actually a really beautiful moment for me and you to grow, to update our rules, to strive forward, and to go to our next level so we can help others do the same? This is your time to hug your fellas, to go for it, to know that you're good enough, that you've always been good enough, that you always will be good enough because you're here. And to know deep down, because otherwise you would not be here in this video, know deep down that you're meant to help others. That there's something in you that just keeps saying too, the time is now. There's people out there who need me. It's go time. It's time to stand up for who I am. It's time to speak up my truth, and it's time to scale up my impact and just go for all the goals that I have inside, because I'm worth it. Because I am. Let's say it together. I am worth it. I am enough. I have whatever it takes. And my time is now. If I could come through the screen right now to give you a hug, I would do it. Let's do it like awkwardly like this. I'm so stoked for you. Your own new next level will be on the other side, and you will find so many reasons why it was a good idea to stand up. You will find so many beautiful, beautiful life experiences by shining in your true authentic light, because that is the light you're here with. That's your strength. Congratulations on being you, and let's share our message. One time at a time. One person at a time. One story at a time. One video at a time. Keep going. You got this.